Hello, Science Explorers! Thanks for tuning back in to Discover at Home, a series of science experiments and activities that you can do at home with your adults. My name is Courtney, and I'm one of the educators here at Discovery Lab, and today I would like to share an experiment with you about soil and water. So make sure you have your adults' permission, and we will get started grabbing the following materials. Remember, most of the stuff you can probably do on your own, but we always encourage adults to participate along with you so you guys get to do this experience together. So what you will need to grab is a few different samples of different kinds of soil or ground. I have some ground from outside of Discovery Lab, some potting soil, and some sand. You will also need a couple of cups for each of your soil samples. You will need a measuring cup, a funnel for each one of your soil samples, some filter paper, I use coffee filters, scissors if you want to cut your filter paper, and water. It's always really handy to have paper towels on hand, and a paper and a pen or a pencil so you can record your results. Now before we do our experiment, I want you to make a guess. Which of these soils do you think can absorb the most water? Sand, potting soil, or our Discovery Lab regular soil from outside? Think about it, tell your adult or tell someone else your guess so that way they know, and then let's get started. So we're going to take 1 cup for each of our soils. Then we're going to put 1 funnel. It's okay that they don't match or that they're different sizes because we're going to put the same amount of soil in each of them. So we've got the cup to collect any water, we've got funnels. Now you're going to take your filter paper and you're going to put it inside of the funnel. Now you want to make sure that your filter paper can hold all of the soil that you put in each cup. So make sure that the soil is not actually going to touch the funnel itself, but it will only touch the filter paper. Now, with your measuring cup, we're going to measure the same amount of soil and put it in each one. So I've got a 1/4 cup here of sand. I'm going to wipe it clean between each use. I'm going to get a 1/4 cup of potting soil. And then a 1/4 cup of our Oklahoma Discovery Lab soil. All right, now I'm going to pour the same amount of water into each one and see how much comes out. So I'm going to measure out a 1/4 cup of water. I'm going to pour it slowly, giving it time to absorb. Now we're going to wait, let all the water filter through, and see how much water is left at the end of each one. So as you can see, each soil sample held a different amount of water. Our Oklahoma Discovery Lab outside soil retained the most water, the potting soil retained the least, sand was in the middle, a little bit closer to the amount of potting soil. Now, your results may be different depending on the soil samples that you decide to use. So there are many different factors that can come into play that determine whether or not soil can retain water. Some of it has to do with texture. You can see the texture of the potting soil is very loose and large. So potting soil has all the water, doesn't retain anything, the water goes straight through, pulled down to gravity. The sand is very, very fine. So it can hold some more water, but that's not its main job, so it also has water go through to gravity. Our soil sample from outside is actually a mixture of different soils here in Oklahoma. So it retained some water, did not let it go through due to gravity, but once it was completely saturated, the water stayed on top, which could cause a flood. What observations can you make about the soil samples that you tried at home? Check with your adult and see if you can go online and try and identify what kind of soil samples you have. Thank you very much for participating in our activity today. We hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you next time.